I spent a lot of time on social media. There's an almost sort of underground community on social media of particularly women who want or who have had surgeries, cosmetic surgeries, and they tend to be private profiles. They will only accept to be followed by other private profiles which are about the same thing. So I ended up part of this sort of strange network of women. It was a double-edged sword because in some ways you can get sucked into that and look at other people's results and think, oh, why didn't mine go like that? But you also meet other people who have had similar experiences, and it's a great outlet for discussing that and for sharing information, sharing your experiences. There were various names of surgeons that were kind of thrown around quite a lot in this network. Mr. East was a name that came up a few times. There was another couple as well that I kept seeing again and again. I used some websites as well. Real Self, I think, is one of the ones where there's quite a lot of kind of honest reviews about all sorts of different surgeries. People can post their before and afters, and it gives you a bit more of a kind of a patient insight rather than just, taking the surgeon's word for what they can do. So I used various things like that, and in the end I decided this time I would have at least 3 consultations with different surgeons because I didn't want to rush into anything after everything that's happened. So I narrowed it down to 3 names, and Mr. East was one of them. I came down to London. I think I came a couple of times in order to have all my consultations. I have seen firsthand what happens if you don't kind of put that work in and do that research. So it was really important for me this time to do things properly. So I met all 3 surgeons and I had sort of varying experiences with them. My last consultation was with Mr. East, and it really was just like a completely different experience. It kind of blew the other ones out of the water entirely. It felt like he just really listened to all of my concerns. He obviously had seen lots of similar scenarios before and could show me lots of, photos before and after. He talked in depth about the techniques he would use and what was and wasn't realistic, which was great because, I wanted to understand this was a really bad first result. What can actually be done here? In my case, we ended up taking a cartilage graft from behind my ear because I needed to basically build a completely new tip of my nose. So that was all explained. He explained how he could try to do some revision of my scars. He produced some really nice kind of mock-ups of what result we might expect to get, while obviously explaining that there's always risks involved. You can never be exactly sure what will happen on the table, but giving me some realistic expectations of what might happen. In the consultation, I felt that there was no rush. I could take as long as I needed. I felt like Mr. East really appreciated the fact that I had come all the way down from Edinburgh, and there was really no pressure to kind of get this done and get out the door. I was able to ask lots of questions, and I really wanted to feel that I had left the consultation without leaving anything behind. I wanted to know I'd asked everything that was going to be on my mind, and I felt that I had the space to do that. And I just left feeling like, yeah, this is who I want to trust to do this for me. I feel like this is the right person. I just had a gut feeling that I wanted him to do the surgery.